What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rip here with episode 2 of Sellout Sundays. Look what I got. My plaque from the Madison Hip Hop Awards. Today we'll be talking about why you are not successful and what you can do to become more successful. Hang tight. So this week I got my plaque from the Madison Hip Hop Awards. For those who don't know, I ended up winning 5 awards out of 8 that I was nominated for at the 2013 Madison Hip Hop Awards. And we just got our plaque in this week. And I was nominated I won Artist of the Year, Videographer of the Year, Video of the Year, Song of the Year, and Collaboration of the Year. And it was a big honor to receive this, but this was just one of the many accomplishments that I had in 2013. If you read my blog on whoisrip.com, I kind of say how 2013 was probably one of the biggest years of my career, and I started my label in 2000. So 2 things off the bat, I want to let people know that success does not come overnight. It takes years and years of dedication and just many years of pursuing something relentlessly. And number 2, success is not defined by a dollar amount. As soon as everybody can realize that success isn't defined by a dollar amount, I think the happier people will start to be. So like I said, 2013 was one of my bigger years, and I had a handful of people come up to me over the year and just kind of shake my hand and congratulate me on all my success and everything. And it got me thinking, like, man, I'm really not as successful as you guys think I am or that I want to be. But then I got to thinking, like, man, these people think I'm successful. They must be if, they're coming up to me. Really, I feel like I have a long ways to go, and I feel like I have many more things I want to accomplish. But in a lot of people's eyes, I'm successful. So I just wanted to talk to you guys all about how you could become successful and why you are not successful right now. I'll tell you everything that I've been doing to gain the success I have now and what I'm going to continue to do to gain more success in the future. So I drove to Milwaukee earlier today while I was scouting a location for my next music video, What You Gonna Do. And on the way down there, I was just kind of talking to you guys about pretty much being successful and what you can do to become more successful yourself. So take a listen. Currently, as you can see, I'm driving right now. I'm on my way to Milwaukee, or Wauwatosa actually. And I'm on my way to scout a boxing ring for my next music video, What You Gonna Do. And this is probably my 3rd attempt to come out here and scout this video. I was originally supposed to come out on Saturday, but the guy wasn't there that owns the gym. Then I was going to come Monday morning, but that's when it got really cold. It got to like negative 20 some degrees on Monday, and my car wouldn't start. And and today's Wednesday, and it's still about negative 5 degrees. And I'm still on my way now after my about 3rd attempt. My car wouldn't start, so I had to borrow a car. I'm actually borrowing someone else's car right now. But I'm on my way to Milwaukee. Basically, it all ties together as to why a lot of people aren't successful when they want to be. And really what it comes down to is a lot of people give up. You guys give up way too soon, way too early, and you don't pursue a dream, or you don't finish out your dreams, or you don't finish something that you started. And to become successful, you have to pursue something relentlessly. You have to pursue something wholeheartedly. You can never give up. You can never give in. It's something you really have to pursue until the end. And in all honesty, it's something that you have to be obsessed about. And in all honesty, you have to have something that you're so passionate about, that you love so much, and you're literally obsessed about it to the point where it's almost like you almost have to be psycho about stuff. You know what I mean? You have to be that relentless, and you have to pursue something that, religiously. That's why a lot of people aren't successful, because they give in, they don't pursue it wholeheartedly, they don't do it relentlessly, and they give up after a few failures. I want to tell you a little story really quick about my dad. My dad, if you watch my documentary, The Making of a Sellout, you'll kind of know the story a little bit. But my dad was a Mexican immigrant. He was born in Mexico, and he just wanted to live the American dream. He came to America when he was in his 20s, and he really had nobody here. He had nothing, and he came here just blindly, more or less. He took a risk, and that's one thing you have to do, is you have to take risks. He took a big risk, and that's what you have to do. And he opened his first, I want to say it was his first Mexican restaurant, was El Chicano, which was on Grand and Wells. And that was way before I was even born, before I even came into an existence. And that was his first Mexican restaurant. And when I was born, he had another one in Wheeling, which was Puerto Vallarta. And then the business partnership failed. And then he opened another Mexican restaurant in Rosemont, which is right across the street from the Rosemont Horizon, which is now the Allstate Arena, which is literally a mile or two up the road from O'Hare Airport. And that was his final restaurant, Fajita Grill. And he literally owned that restaurant until he couldn't do it no more, until he had heart complications and health problems and health issues. He had clogged arteries and he had to get a 5 bypass heart surgery. And he literally couldn't do it anymore. And that's what it took. My father, he was so driven and so determined to own a Mexican restaurant. That was his dream and that was his passion, that he kept doing it. He probably wasn't as successful as he wanted to be. I'm sure he wanted to do, he saw himself being more successful, but the thing was, he was successful to other people, and he was getting up every day and he was living his dreams, and that's what success is. You cannot define success by how much money you make or a dollar amount, because that doesn't define success. And he was struggling, I'm not gonna lie, he was a struggling restaurant owner. There was a time when he was owning these Mexican restaurants where he couldn't financially live on his own or support us 3 kids. He was living with his aunt. So every time I went to visit my dad, my aunt was living upstairs, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty much her house. But my dad got up and did what he loved every day, and that was successful to him. There was one time we went to Florida on vacation, and like an old retired couple, probably in their 70s or 80s, I don't know what exactly, but they recognized my dad hundreds and hundreds of miles, possibly thousands of miles away in Florida, mind you, for owning a restaurant in Wheeling, Illinois, a northwest suburb of Chicago. And that's when he owned Puerto Vallarta. And I'm not gonna lie, I was astonished, I was wild. Here we are in Florida, and an elderly couple that obviously frequented my dad's restaurant recognized him in Florida. And to me, that was success, you know what I mean? So success isn't defined by a dollar amount. It's getting up, doing what you love, and succeeding at something, and being successful in the eyes of others, and really just pursuing something wholeheartedly. I decided my heart was in music, and I decided at that moment, that was the defining moment when I decided to give music my all and not have a backup plan or any room to fail. Because the minute you have an option to fail, the minute you have a backup plan in place, is the minute you don't give something your all, you don't give it your whole heart. And in all honesty, you're never going to succeed at something if you can't give it your all, and if you know you have that safety net or that option to fail. Just like a relationship, if you're in a relationship with a guy or girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to work if you're just, whatever. You have to give it your whole heart. You have to give it your all. And that's why people are not successful, is because they don't give it their all and they give up. And they take no for an answer. I can't tell you how many times somebody's told me no, and I came back and I approached the situation in a different angle, and believe it or not, I finally got the yes. And even if you still continue to get that no, you have to know that it never means no permanently. It's not now. So when someone ever tells you no, just simply take it as a not now. Don't be upset. Don't take it personally. You just have to understand that it means not now. I live a very, very frugal life because I choose to live that way. I choose to live this way now, so in the future I can be more successful and I can live the way that I want to. And if you're out there spending money on all these other things like Jordans and jewelry and all this crazy stuff just to make you feel better about yourself, you're not giving your music career, you're not giving your passion your all. You could be giving it more time, you could be giving it more energy, you could be giving it more money. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and take yourself serious, or no other people will. If you do not invest in yourself, if you do not take yourself serious, no other people will. The only reason people support me now versus like 10, 15 years ago is because I put all this time and effort and money, my own money, up tens of thousands of dollars. Like, I could honestly have a down payment on a house right now. I can't even think about all the crazy things I could have done with that money that I put into my music career, and I haven't even thought twice about it. I don't care. Like, that's where my heart and my passion is. I'm not even lying. You have to wake up every day being obsessed about it. You cannot think what other people think. People are going to tell you no. Family members are not going to support you, and you just have to pursue it still. You have to pursue what you want and what's in your heart. And that's how you're going to become successful. No other ways. Nobody's going to hand it to you. It's not going to be handed to you overnight. People are looking at me crazy like, how is he still doing this? And that's just how it is. Like, I'm going to keep going until I literally can't anymore, or until I've actually pursued every single thing that I've had my heart set on since I was a kid. You know what I mean? And then I'll move on to something else, and then I'll pursue that relentlessly, like movie production and stuff like that too, filmmaking. I can't even tell you how many times I've been turned down. I've been turned down so many times, and you just have to keep going. You have to get up and keep fighting. And that's really what my next song, What You Gonna Do, is. You know, this music video I'm shooting, that's what it's about too. It's about never giving up, and just your biggest enemy and your biggest demon that you're gonna fight, and your biggest enemy is gonna be yourself. And that's what the song is about. That's what I'm going to scout this boxing ring, because it's gonna be me boxing myself. It's gonna be me fighting my inner self. And that's really what, you know, the only thing that's going to hold you back when it comes to success. I've probably failed 100 times for every one time that I succeeded. And that's not a lie or an exaggeration. You are going to fail many, many times, but it's getting yourself back up and continuing to pursue your dreams. That's my 2 cents on this Sellout Sunday. And now we're going to scout this boxing ring and see how it turns out. So basically, to recap, what I just want to reiterate is success doesn't come overnight. Obviously, takes a lot of dedication, a lot of relentless pursuing and sacrifice, and just never giving up. I mean, that's the key, never giving up. I mean, like I said, the minute you give up on something is the minute you're a quitter, it's the minute you're a loser, and it's the minute that you are not successful. If you're not surrounding yourself with successful people, then you're not going to become successful yourself. Birds of a feather flock together, and that couldn't be any more true. If you're surrounding yourself with deadbeats, people who just lay around all day, they have no ambition, no goals, no dreams in life, and they're just getting by, and you know, they're just slackers in life, and that's all you hang around, chances are that's what you're going to be yourself. If you hang around successful people, if you are inspired by them, if you are seeing everything that they're doing to become successful, and you just immerse yourself in that type of crowd, then you are more likely to become successful yourself. I really urge people, if you are stuck in an environment, if you're stuck in a toxic relationship, if you're stuck in a deadbeat town or a black hole that's only holding you back and nobody ever goes anywhere, or if you're just stuck in just a bad rut or a bad situation, just anything, I urge you to get out of that environment, because that is holding you back. I'm telling you, a fresh start in a new city, a new state, just, you know, getting out of bad environments is very, very vital to becoming successful. The most successful people are successful not because they were lucky or someone handed them opportunities. It's because they made those opportunities for themselves. They're reaping what they sowed. They are manifesting rewards of their hard work and their dedication. You have to do the same. Don't ever expect someone to hand anything out to you, and don't ever expect to become lucky, because that is never going to be the case. And keep in mind, whether you think you can or you can't do something, you're right. No dream is too big, and if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. I'll see you guys next week. I'm a sellout.